Whether you run Oracle databases on-premises, in the cloud, or across multiple environments, you need to reevaluate your data protection strategy. Typical on-premises data protection requires substantial infrastructure, management, and costs. Lift and shift of this data protection model creates even more complexity. As you move to the cloud with traditional data protection, you have silos of storage and at least 2 instances of your data protection software. With lift and shift, another tier of storage costs is added to the mix for both the local backup application and the Oracle database. Cloud backup simplifies Oracle data protection. It enables organizations to be more agile by reducing complexity and costs, enabling high performance, low impact backups, and simplifying long-term retention. Druva offers data protection for Oracle databases deployed on premises in the cloud, AWS or Oracle, for example, and Amazon RDS for Oracle. Druva offers 2 RMAN integrated backup methods. For DBAs who want total control, Druva offers backup to an NFS target called the Phoenix Backup Store. Or for backup and IT teams or DBAs who want a more automated approach, Druva will also offer a direct-to-cloud method. Cloud backup for Oracle offers even greater flexibility and benefits, providing a traditional approach with local backup via NFS and the industry's only direct-to-cloud backup with deduplication, encryption, and long-term retention. DBAs can get fast backup and recovery, RPOs of 15 minutes, full control over their backups, and a local copy when using the Phoenix Backup Store. Phoenix Backup Store is an NFS software appliance that supports Oracle data protection on premises and in the cloud. It is easy to deploy and set up and provides compression and encryption before sending data to the Druva cloud. For backup teams that want a simpler approach, Druva offers a direct-to-cloud method that reduces infrastructure management, auto-discovers database instances, and simplifies database recovery. As you move Oracle workloads to the cloud, Druva offers multiple methods to protect your database workloads. Druva drives significant efficiencies and storage savings with global deduplication and automated storage tiering to cold storage to meet your compliance needs. Security is built into the Druva cloud via encryption, immutable storage, and data isolation, which combine to give you ransomware protection. Because Druva leverages RMAN, recovery is both flexible and granular. Image copies on the Phoenix Backup Store provide a synthetic full for fast restores. You can perform point-and-click restores to the current Oracle server, to an alternate node, or into a VPC. Let's take a quick look at the current RMAN-based option designed for DBAs who want to control the backup process. Druva's console is a fantastic tool to use, and one of the things I really like about it is that it has role-based access control by simply choosing an organization, in this case, the default organization. And if I'm protecting my Oracle relational databases, I can choose the Oracle product right there, and then easily check this box over here, and we can then protect an Oracle relational database with Druva by using our Phoenix Backup Store, which is a software appliance that acts as an NFS server as well as a ZFS server. And if I click Create Backup Mount and give it a name of test_backup, and then I have to provide storage for my NFS target, there's also a whitelisting feature by clicking the button Add, and then you can just put the database server IP address in there, and that's the only server that can access the mount. Put in 1024 for my gigabit speed for my upload to the Druva cloud. When we select next, we now have the ability to define what is known as a snapshot retention in the Druva cloud. We'll always have our local RMAN retention, but the snapshot retention is going to be copies of your image copies, your RMAN image copies that get snapshotted to the Druva cloud, where they are globally deduplicated, compressed, air-gapped, and encrypted. So they're not subject to ransomware attack. And once they've gone to the Druva cloud, they can even be rolled off to Glacier storage, which we refer to as long-term retention. And then they are stored for pennies on the dollar in that cheaper LTR Glacier storage. Here we can see that there's definitions for days, weeklies, monthlies, and yearlies. So if you have legal hold requirements, you need to keep your backups for 7 or 10 years, you can define that right here by clicking the Finish button. We may want to take a look at another field, and that's the jobs field. Now we will need to choose Oracle, and then we'll take a quick look at a Phoenix Backup Store job 420. And we can see that it's got a summary page that tells us that it was a successful backup that I ran today. And it's got a summary of how long that took. And then it's got progress logs as well that show me what RMAN did in particular when the backup ran, the objects that it backed up, etc. And if I need detailed logs that are really granular, I can simply click on the request jobs log, and those are being uploaded to the console so that I can download them later. Now, if there was any kind of restore activity that the DBA needed to engage in, you would need to look at that in the console as well. And again, 379 is the job that I did a restore of a control file. And you can see right here that that control file is only 10.69 megabytes in size. And it was restored to this absolute path on the PBS, the Phoenix Backup Store. Now, it's important to point out that there's a config file that allows you to customize where that restore location will be. It could be on an alternate node host target, or it could be in a particular NFS target on the PBS. So you can define and customize that. It could even be a cooked file system on the PBS or elsewhere. And that gives you a great deal of latitude in terms of your restore capabilities. So if we go back to Phoenix and we look at our Oracle protection yet again, we can move over here to our Phoenix Backup Store, and we can see all the different mounts that we have, their storage, and the attendant backups that are being stored in the Druva cloud. And we can mouse over here to see these changes. Now, if we click the restore button for this particular database, then that's not a problem at all. We simply go to our full destination where the backups land in our NFS target. And we can also see that these are not only in the NFS target, but they're here in the Druva cloud, all the way back to May 28th when I set this Phoenix Backup Store up. And if I drag this all the way down here, I can see my full backups right here. And if I select in these and check and click restore, I can actually restore these from the Druva cloud to my local PBS or to an alternate node host that has an NFS mount on it, for example, because that custom config file allows me to set it as the default restore destination. So you can see right here, this is a very powerful tool for relational database cloning as well as for backup and recovery. Druva simplifies and improves data protection for Oracle in hybrid cloud environments by combining RMAN integration with a cloud platform that automates Oracle backup, eliminates infrastructure management, scales on demand, and lowers storage costs. Contact us to learn more.